How's everybody doing? It's Tempo, broadcasting from sunny Australia. Place is beautiful. Just want to say I hope everybody's doing good. Hope Easter weekend was okay for everybody, and hope you all out there dancing, practicing, and really training hard. I think this year's going to be a good year for everybody. So, why am I making a video? I'm going to be making a series of videos, try to make a series of videos as often as I can with my busy work schedule, because I work for a health club now. So with me working with the club and, just my personal time, I have to juggle it. So, in the fitness business, it's kind of, you always got to be on top of things. So, and the reason why I got into the fitness business, because it runs hand in hand with the dance industry. So it gives me an extra little bit more information about how our bodies work and how to stay healthy and things like that. So it's definitely a big advantage as far as knowledge, which is why I took the job. So, and I'm quite happy with it. The main topic of this video would be G-style. I think primarily the reason why I'm making this video, well, I know why I'm making this video, is because I think a lot of people have got their information wrong, and this video is not to be made out to be anything negative or throwing Slick and the boys under the bus, or for them to think that I'm against them or trying to say some shit against them. This is just my perspective, regardless if anybody likes it or not. It's my perspective. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. I think that'll be better for everybody, just to get a quick recap. And once again, I just want to apologize for the video quality. It's a new computer. I don't know quite how to adjust it, so forgive me. Okay. As the videos come, it'll probably get better over time. So anyway, I joined the group in G-style in 2004, August 2004. Now, primarily the focus of the group was to get the information to everybody about the hood perspective of popping, which was widely missed. So I guess it was pretty much like showing the roots and the base of what this dance is from that perspective, from the LA perspective, and from where I grew up's perspective. Even though mine's was a little bit different, and I'm all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan, a lot of the ideals are actually no different, So with that being said, I joined the group in 2004. I was going through a lot of things at the time. I just left the group, motion sickness with Legend, Junior Boogaloo, Schizo, and French Twist, and Big Frank Popzilla, can't forget you, and Flash. And I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. No, I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. I could be wrong, but sorry if I forgot anybody. I'm sorry. I'm doing this all off the top of my head. So after I left the group, had some issues with Legend, as a lot of people know, which is all squashed. So I don't want anybody out there talking shit about that. That's all said and done, and we're brothers again. So yeah. Now, when I got in the group, originally it was to help me further along my my abilities. Originally, how it all worked out is that it wasn't Slick that got a hold of me first. It was Dollar Bill that I had the most contact with in the beginning, because Bill lived about some couple of miles down the freeway, because I lived in Southeast San Diego at the time. So I would come from Spring Valley all the way into downtown towards the gas lamp, and Bill was right in that area. So it's like a straight shot. It was easy for me to get to him. So he would pretty much invite me over, and we just hang out and we be popping. He show me some waves, and and I show him some stuff I wanted to do, and then he would show me certain things, and it became a good relationship of nephew and uncle. You know what I'm saying? And he was very, very caring. I haven't talked to Bill in years. I hope he's all right. But yeah, he's a really good guy. Slick, I would go over his house every once in a while, but he lived so far, so it was kind of hard to get out there. He was way out in Fontana, and I was in San Diego. That's almost 2 hours of driving. So it was kind of hard to get out there. Me and Legend used to go out there a lot and crash there, because we used to migrate around a lot. But Slick always looked out for us and make sure we were all squared away. So God bless him for that. Now, the day I joined the group was the day we actually filmed the G-Style Ball video, which originally aired on MSN. I don't know about the hits or anything, and then we switched to YouTube and MySpace and all that stuff, and then Facebook. So it was quite a great triumphant year at the beginning of it, but the whole focus was to help everybody, and I think that the message got lost within all the fighting. And it's not necessarily everybody else's fault, and it's not necessarily Slick's fault. I think it's just I think everybody involved was at fault, and which caused the split down the middle. You know, you got Slick on the other end saying you guys need to listen to the OGs, and you guys need to pop like this, and this is what you're missing out on. You need to have free thought and all this. And you got everybody else saying, well, fuck you, because you're saying this about, you know, the EBs and everything like that. Now, my involvement in that from that standpoint was pretty much, well, I was taken in by way of legend from Wiggles and Sugar Pop and Pete and them, mostly, well, Pete and Skeet, but mostly Sugar Pop and Wiggles. So it was kind of like, you know, to them, I'm guessing it was more of a slap in the face at the time when all the beef was going on, because they had taken me in as primarily one of their own. You know, they showed me a lot of things and helped fill in a lot of the blanks about their way of popping and their style of popping and their pretty much their bloodline style of popping, which is the Electric Boogaloo. So my whole thing was, okay, we were on the whole course of, you know, they're withholding information and all these things, and it's all about money. And I think the message got lost about just helping people in the beginning, you know, just exposing them to a different type of culture within the popping culture, which is the hood perspective. Because a lot of the guys down there from, you know, Venice Beach and a lot of people who do a lot of the street shows were kind of getting overlooked from the majority. They were like almost talked about like myths or something. To me, when I first came in, I had no idea who Animation was, even though I've seen him on videos, and then when somebody pointed him out, they're like, oh, that's Animation. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I heard about him. But it was more so like it was mystified, like these people that we would randomly hear about. But there was people that we would randomly hear about, but they were dope. And a lot of dancers back then was playing certain people down, and I'm not gonna name any names, but they were playing people down like they weren't good or they weren't good anymore, when I know for a fact not everybody's going to be able to maintain their ability. So long story short, we got involved in all the arguing and stuff like that and fighting, and then it all led up to squaring away with the B-Boy Summit in 2010, where we battled Jazzy J and J-Rock. It was just a funky situation. That was a horrible situation to be in, and I didn't feel good about it one bit. Me, I'm a battler. I didn't want to sit there and you know, muck around with the boys and keep everything in check. But my whole thing was like, well, I would just go get it done, you know, rather than just playing around about it. Or why are we even getting involved with this? I think after that, I think I just got worn out. You know, all the fighting, all the bickering, it wasn't helping anybody. It wasn't doing any good. You know, it definitely wasn't doing me any good because of all the things I've given up over that span of time, me being involved in the group. So my whole thing was, well, how much more damage can I do, and versus how much more good can I do, you know? And it wasn't a shot towards Slick, even though I know how he is and he can take things in a certain way and take things very personal. I love that man to death, but I had to walk because my ideals for helping people or doing the right thing just didn't match the focus of the group anymore. You know, that's what I personally feel. You know, even though we had some intergroup issues, what it came down to is that, you know what, I'm better off alone. That being said, coming from a big group, I'm by myself. Now, when I left the group, technically I went inactive in November of 2010, which was right after the summit, and then I kind of just disappeared a little bit. but I mostly started focusing on what's going on in the actual LA scene. I moved into LA, and I was staying with a good buddy of mine who's like a brother to me, by the name of Nathaniel Gray, who's also my acting coach and a good close friend of mine. So he's pretty much the only family and friend I actually had. And then issues with, Frantic and then, passing of family members at the same time, all compounded within a matter of a month. And it just kept hitting me. And then me leaving the group, and feeling like I'm losing, it was quite the fight to go through, you know what I'm saying? So 2 years through all that, pretty much that full year after I left was kind of like, it was either, shit or get off the pot. That's how I was feeling, because I didn't feel like I was doing any good in the group. I think I was doing a lot more good by focusing on the scene itself and help fixing things. That's how I wanted to contribute and help make things better for everybody else that wants to come into this and wants to, get in the competition or learn the dance or get information, or get a fair shot at a competition. Because the big issue at the time, back in 2011, was people were getting cheated, and now the people who are claiming about that, oh, we don't cheat people, are not getting cheated. That was the whole argument I was here in LA. So after I officially left G-Star, which was August of 2011, everything just went quiet. I haven't had not any contact with anybody from that group. They just totally just stone cold just cut me the fuck off, which is cool. I understand that, but come on, it's fucking dancing. Who gives a shit? So, which brings to the focus of where we're at now. A lot of people, I saw the footage of them in France, and I commented on it. And the reason why I commented on it, because I felt bad about my contributions to the group, and I feel like the negativity that came on the group was partly my fault, even though I hadn't had any involvement in it, and I shouldn't even care, which most people wouldn't. But me being a human being, automatically was like, look at what your work turned into, along with Slick's hard work. It's just kind of like it just went totally to shit. I think the focus of that situation in France, I think people got lost in the message, and they automatically look at things from a physical aspect. The boys walked in there, and this is before I saw this, before Slick did a commentary on that video of the situation. They didn't say anything. Okay, they just walked in there. They didn't talk to anybody. They saw who they wanted to call out, and that was that. Now everybody made a big deal about it. The only reason why I said I felt like it went to shit was because the arguing started. It's always fucking arguing, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't be a part of that. Me, I'm a put up or shut up person. If I battle you, if I'm honestly going to battle you, I will torture you. That's just how I work. I'm a mean fuck when it comes down to it. That's why I don't like competition battles, because I don't like battling with rules or time limit. I have to battle free of thought. I don't need any barriers. That's how we've done it back home. That's how, from what I hear, was done in LA, and that's how I like it to be, so people will grow and be a little bit more serious about getting involved in the culture and growing their art. It's almost like in martial arts, it's almost like Budo, and just the way of things, and actually sticking to your style, or sticking to many styles and learning them and respecting them. And I kind of feel like sticking to a system, one system or another system, is not freedom. It's not freestyle. It is mostly just sticking to another system and switching to another system. I got rid of the systematic thinking from both ends, whether it be the funk style thing, which we all know that Peter already addressed that, or from the G style end. I just totally just broke down all the walls. I had to, because if I didn't, I wouldn't progress. Okay, I wouldn't build properly. And when it comes down to the group, the main factor is Slick. I hope the best for him. I don't want anything. I want people to go to him and ask for information and not feel like they're going to get pressured by some outside force because they're down with Pete or whatever. when it comes down to the beef thing, I think a lot of people don't understand this, is that nobody gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? There is no fucking beef. You know, the shit that people bring up is the shit that people bring up. If it's personal, don't get involved in it, you know. Focus on your craft. That's what's important. And a lot of people, they really want to be involved. It's almost like you got a person over here and he's listening in on a conversation between two people, and he has to be a part of the conversation. You know, he has to be a part of the conversation. So he'll say something like in the lines like, oh yeah, I heard about that, and it has nothing to do with this person. You know, it's just butting in something that you have nothing to do with. You don't even know the full, you know, situation as far as what they're talking about. You know, so, you know, and that's just a thing for you guys out there. Don't get involved in that, you know. I have no contact with the group, all right? I'm not involved with the group. Whatever's been going on the past 2 years has nothing to do with me. But that does not mean that I don't respect the group or don't respect the art of what the group stands for. It is dancing. They are about pure dancing. That's what it is. And about pure popping. Now, granted, a lot of people look at it from ability based when it comes to each member. To each his own. Who gives a shit? They're still popping. Okay? All the talking and battling, you know, and bullshitting and bantering back and forth, that's just part of the game. You know, people talk shit during a battle. You know, you ain't shit, or you ain't nothing, or that ain't fucking, you ain't popping. Whatever it is, it's just part of the game. Just get used to it. That's what we do. That's what we grew up doing. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, you know. And you know, it's like the I bet you can't do this game we used to play when I was little. You know, we was always trying to one up each other. You know, so when we did that, it would always push us to be better for the next time or the next attempt. You know, so just take it as that. Don't take it as, oh, they're just trying to be mean and they're just coming in and they're trying to be bullies and all this shit. Well, if they're trying to be bullies, then just stay the fuck away from them. Don't ask anything of them. You just keep doing what you're doing and focus on what you need to do.